Now, Somalia's Interior Minister has survived a suicide bomb attack against his convoy in Mogadishu. 11 civilians have died in the attack. And just moments later, a second bomb was detonated at a separate location in the city against a military vehicle. There are no known casualties from the second attack. While the BBC's Anne Soy visited the scene of the first blast at the heart of the Somali capital.
Now, this is a major roundabout here in Mogadishu, a central part, a very busy area. And this is where the Minister for Interior was traveling this morning before his vehicle right there was blown off, as well as the vehicles that were following him. Now, the Minister for Interior, we are told, is safe, and the occupants of those vehicles were safe. However, the civilians who are around here were not so lucky. At least 11 of them lost their lives. Several others have been injured. Now, this is a very central place in Mogadishu, with this road heading to the airport, another one heading to the presidential palace, and another one to the market. Definitely, the person who came to detonate this bomb here was keen to make a statement.
Well, with me now is the BBC's Africa editor, Mary Harper. And Mary, the Somali authorities were expecting something, weren't they? They closed the roads, but they reopened them yesterday.
Yes, unfortunately, they reopened the roads yesterday, as you say. They had been led to believe by the Islamist militia Al-Shabaab that it would carry out an attack at the beginning of this month. So they closed all the main roads in Mogadishu, banned public transport. But unfortunately, today, once the roads were reopened, somebody in a suicide car bomb struck.
Of course, Al-Shabaab were driven out of the capital, but they have been making raids, fairly frequent raids like this, into it since they were driven out.
Absolutely. I mean, the sort of main narrative that we're given by the Somali government and by other foreign powers who are backing it is that Al-Shabaab has been driven out of all the main cities, including Mogadishu, but actually Al-Shabaab is still present in Mogadishu and other places. It just keeps a very low profile, and then from time to time, every couple of weeks, it will carry out a very serious targeted attack on some kind of government officials, or in this case, it seems that they were a Qatari delegation that was targeted, but they didn't, none of them died. Yeah,
indeed, the international aspect is interesting. The timing of this just before a major conference between the Somali and the British governments.
Absolutely. On Tuesday, there's going to be a huge international conference here in London, hosted jointly by the new Somali President and the British Prime Minister David Cameron. And one of their absolutely key objectives in that conference is to boost their support, international support for the Somali security forces. The Somali army, the Somali police are basically still clan militias who've been gathered together in a kind of makeshift army, but they can't really be trusted to bring about security even in the capital, Mogadishu.
So is your sense that this attack targeting the Qataris is sending a message to the international backers of the Somali government saying, you know, we can attack you?
I think so. I mean, it's interesting that in recent weeks they haven't just targeted Somali officials. There's also been word that they targeted some Turkish people. Turkey's very present there. So it seems that ahead of this conference, Al-Shabaab wants to say, we still can strike right at the very heart of the Somali capital, not just targeting Somalis, but also the increasing number of foreigners who are in the city.
Mary Harper, thanks very much.